Good morning, everybody.
My phobia is getting pulled over by the police.
Man, my heart dropped every time.
We are the morning show that you can watch at night. Did you know that?
Because it's teaching, in my personal humble opinion, young women that you don't have to really go out there and get a real job. You can look pretty and spend your days, see who you can date, and become Instagram famous. And then you too can be fabulous every day. It's an unrealistic expectation of
But we're going downhill from here.
little balled up stomachs. And
Nobody wants to own up to anything they've done to African American people over the past 400 years. You want to take everything that we got, everything that we brought this country. Forget, you know what? I love indigenous people. I love everything.
I always talk about the movements. Why people keep doing stupid stuff and why I don't get the Black Lives Matter movement and all this other stuff. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just start my own thing?
A whole entire country was built on the backs of...
Hey, listen, y'all know what time it is. Mr. Lee Black, holla. Oh, my. Look at those words. Okay, holla at her for a second.
This is not 9 minutes and 49 seconds sitting on somebody's neck. This is an officer doing a very difficult job, right? That should have been avoided before it happened.
Did you really mean that? And I was like, yes, absolutely, I did mean that. With my whole being and my whole heart.
TFG tonight with Brenton, Haynes and the morning team.
Good morning, Beijing. What's up, y'all? Y'all know what today is, right? It's Monday. Are y'all excited to be here? I am. I ain't seen y'all in like 7 days. Listen, shout out to Funkmaster Flex Lamar, man. Y'all see that new intro? That was nasty, right? I'm excited. Listen, I will not prolong the time because guess what? Everybody in the building this morning. So we're going to get it started. Y'all know how we do this thing. Let's keep up with them Trumps. Listen, y'all remember we talked about this, right? Donald J. Trump, DJ Trump, right? Facebook said that they're going to try to figure out if they're going to kick him off for good, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. They made a decision. Whoop-de-doo, right? Guess what they decided? They're going to give him 2 years suspension. Are y'all kidding me? 2 years suspension? Okay, so since that's the case, I guess what he'll be ready for when the election season comes. Oh, y'all thought we thought y'all didn't think we were gonna figure that out. Okay, all right, I get it. I mean, again, not racism, capitalism. I get it. It's what they do, right? So, all right. Well, I guess Donald, we'll see you guys in 2 years because that blog from the president's desk didn't work out too good for you, right? All right. Hey, listen, y'all, when y'all come in, say what's up. Let's bring the family in. Good morning, everybody. Tennessee, good morning. Baltimore, good morning. Washington, good morning. Y'all doing all right this morning?
Great day in the morning. What's up? What's good, family?
What's up, bro?
Good?
Hey, man, listen, that man right there, he the truth, man. Appreciate that, dude. Good looking out, folks. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Shantae, what up? Listen, y'all, we got a lot to talk about this morning, right?
Yes,
and so I'm excited to what man, wasn't the intro like the truth?
That
I
intro,
liked it.
that was fire.
Man,
That was
I'm telling you.
That was fire.
Somebody need to send a sticker just for that, man. So I can get it to that man. Appreciate that, bro. Good looking out. Listen, we finna go to work, right? All right, so let's get this thing started. Where we at, man? What we doing? Simone Biles. No, her name is Simone. I know.
I'm dead.
I'm sorry. I apologize. No disrespect to anybody. Mama named Simone. Listen, Simone Biles. Rue, what's up with her? What's she do?
Oh, she just won what, 7th? Lord, look, I like her.
Okay.
Look, I don't remember that. Look, she just won something.
She just won something else.
Yeah, she just won something else. You can't really keep track with her because she's like all around champion. I think she's like the first female to actually win all 3 consecutive world championship. Like she's a GOAT for real. I like the fact that she had her GOAT on her on her little leotard.
Oh yeah.
Backed it up, man. She went in there and wrecked shop. So I'm happy about it.
Listen, this is what I want to
Black
say.
girl magic.
It is some black girl magic. This is what I want to say about her. Like, I'll say this about like any black girl. I mean, black girls, just any black person really. Like, even me watching Mike Tyson last weekend. Like, when we get involved in things, like we really go to work, y'all. Black, what up, bruh?
Oh, it's a 7th U.S. gymnastics title.
Yes.
Yeah.
She won her 7th United States gymnastics.
After the show, bro, we got a bet to figure out where you was at. So just hold on. I gotta get my money.
Okay.
Why you say Gabby Douglas who? Now that's not discounting what Gabby Douglas did. Now she was good too.
Somebody said Gabby
Lamar.
Oh.
Lamar talking about Gabby Douglas who? Now we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
Listen. Okay, I said I wasn't gonna talk about people this year. Okay, but I'm gonna just tell you, Gabby, and I mean no shame, y'all know what I'm finna say. But Gabby need a commercial with some of that edge glue. What y'all call it? Edge stuff?
Oh no, bro, you know.
Okay, y'all wrong.
Edge control. That's what it is. No, she's a bad girl though. She's good too.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
she created what? She created her own move. They had to judge her on. It was called. It's called the. What was it? I think it was called the Biles.
Teach them how to do
She just came from
she had a bowel movement.
The Biles. I forgot what it's called. The bowel drift or something like that. But it's like where you run and you catapult and do some spinny thing in the air that ain't never been done before. But she did it, and they had to rate her on that. Yeah.
Okay, I want to say he's a Gabby fan. Well, cool. All right, man. Well, listen, for all of us that don't remember, y'all remember what was my girl that was there? She was the only black chick in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. She was in the 90s. Oh, man.
Dominique Dawg. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
That girl freaking finished her match with a broken ankle.
Yeah, quite a few of them did that. Listen,
yes, I was like, oh my God.
Just don't go watch that documentary about the doctor, man. Listen.
That's
broke leg was the work. Anyway, that was one small thing I did. All right, well, shout out to Simone Biles. We appreciate you, man. Keep up the good work. You are fantastic.
Her signature move is called the double, aka the Biles.
The Biles. Okay, I knew it.
Yeah,
it sounds like a line dance. The double.
It's called the double.
I like it. All right, listen. Well, listen. We're gonna go from one star to a.
You're in Checo.
Well, he like I don't even know what we want to call Greg. I guess can he be a meteor? Because listen, he coming down with some fire right now. So listen, y'all. Greg Abbott, Attorney General for the great state of Texas. Shout out to all the black people that won in city council.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, that was
what's
right.
up, man. I know a couple of them jokers, man. So I was like, look at that. So listen, Uncle Greg, he's a little upset, y'all. And this is what I say about people, man. We get in our feelings because we think white people only do stuff to black folks. No, he cutting up right now. So the Democrats didn't want to see them vote on the voting restrictions, right? And so in great democratic fashion, they made a move. They got up and they didn't vote, right? But this is what Pinky said. Pinky said, we ain't doing that tonight. And so if y'all don't come back and vote, everybody in here gets them. And what he trying to do is he said he gonna hold their money. Now listen, last time I checked, I thought that was in the Constitution that you couldn't even hold an official's money because of some type of grievance. So how all of a sudden now this dude finna try to hold their checks? Now, he tried to debo him on this one, man. Black, what he doing?
Check.
Yeah, what he doing, Black?
Yeah, in politics is a dirty game. So and of course, anytime that they can pull stunts, they going all out doing what they can here. But I don't trust either side, to be honest with you. And so my thing is, I think it's just politics as usual, and it's all stunts. But what I really would wish would happen is they should experience what regular people have to go through. But they've been in those positions for so long, and they have the cushy positions that to me they're getting away with highway robbery.
Well, I agree with you. The reality is that they protected by the Constitution federally. I didn't know. Well, let's Ken. Let me get this to you. Let me let you have it. It says Greg Abbott. He tweeted. He said, "I will veto Article 10 of the budget passed by the legislature." So this is how he's doing it. Article 10 funds the legislative branch. No pay for those who abandon their responsibility. Stay tuned. He said that last week. So he want to veto them getting their money. I didn't think he could just hold their money like a good old stepdaddy. But stepdaddy, okay. But yeah, that's what he want to do. He want to not pass the budget bill. That's slick. That's slick.
Which is tied to the thank you, Tam. Which is tied to their salary. Yeah. Is that correct? He's firing. He shots fired. You know how they do. Republicans do when they don't get their way. They do all these stunts, just like Brother Black said. They create all these stunts.
Thank you very much, man. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Tam. So Governor Abbott, and I say governor loosely because he's up Trump's butt as the rest of them are. He's just trying to pull this stunt because he already got other aspirations. He probably want to run for president, So yeah, he trying to bluff. He's trying to call these Democrats out, man. But
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. The thing is, the Democrats is probably going to fall. They never stand up, man. They never stand up.
He can't run nowhere though.
Well, listen. Will they acknowledge him as the first disabled person? No, he wouldn't be because somebody else was.
No, I think disabled. Teddy Roosevelt.
Roosevelt, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
actually, Teddy Roosevelt could walk,
but he wouldn't let the country know that he was.
Really developed. Yeah, Theodore Roosevelt could walk. He just didn't. He didn't develop.
Polio
until later on in life.
So Greg full cripple. So I'm just playing.
He roll along for real.
Yeah.
When the train keep rolling along, that's him.
Yeah. Rue, what you? Yeah. Okay, I got you, Black. What you think about this? Withholding the funds, like insufficient funds for those that don't want to work.
I mean, if he could, I personally don't care what's going on with these politicians. Like, let them hurt. Let them hurt. I don't care. But the whole thing is, it's like if they can legally find a way, if he can legally find a way to do that, then that's not stop. That's like setting everybody else that thinks that they can do it up, like corporations. Like, you don't want to work, you want to go on strike, then legally we can go ahead and hold your money too. Like, it's stuff like that. So monkey see, monkey do. That's the only reason why I would be worried about it.
Yeah. Oh, what you got, Black? Then I'm gonna ask Dwayne a question.
Well, I was just gonna say the one thing I give the Republicans credit for is they know every sneaky trick in the book.
So you think the Democrats don't know?
If they do know, I question that.
I don't know why they won't. You're right. I don't know why they won't play
in a lot of ways because my thing is it's bad enough that the Democrats don't stick together, but one thing I give Republicans credit for is that when it comes to the law,
I agree, Tim,
and how to manipulate the system, they seem to know it better than Democrats do. So I'll give them credit there. And then I just want to comment on the thing about the polio. In the movie American President, a point was made one time. He said that Teddy Roosevelt does not get elected in this era, because we live in an era where appearance matters,
Right.
You take, for example, I don't think Kamala Harris would even be the vice president but the fact that she appealed to a broader base than a Stacey Abrams would have, So when you think about being in a wheelchair, the same way we're not ready for a woman president, we're not ready for a president handicapped. Not yet.
Okay. We already had one of them, Black.
Mentally handicapped.
We already had.
I'm talking about
several mentally handicapped presidents.
He's talking about physically.
Exactly.
Not on the golf course. Listen. So Dwayne. So let me ask you this question: like, if he vetoes, does not the state have the power to send a counter veto, like with the percentage, or is that not the same for the state?
It's the same for the state. Veto power is veto power. I mean,
and they can just overthrow his veto, right?
They can. He doesn't have it. Once they overturn it. They outvoted. It's kind of like
Black
a
said no.
it's kind of like a smaller filibuster in a sense. So, I mean,
Well, Black saying no. You say no?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, guys.
Yeah.
You know, the way it works and when it trickles down, the governor has power now.
Yeah.
You know, make no mistake about that.
But I'm saying, like the president, when he vetoes something, the Congress can come back and
I know you're talking about the checks and balances system.
Right.
I mean, somebody gonna fact check us in a minute. Y'all tell us if that's true or not. So
okay, so it says the power of the president to refuse to approve a bill or joint resolution thus prevents its enactment into law as a veto. The veto can be overridden by a 2/3 vote in both the Senate and the House.
Yeah, we talking about the state though.
Yeah, we're talking about the state.
Yeah,
with the state level though.
Yeah, they're gonna check us. All right, so listen, so Greg Abbott trying to run over some toes instead of stepping on them. So we're gonna see how you gonna feel about that, right? So well, good luck, Greg. Like Tam said, you ain't gonna get a lot of votes with that one. Right?
So it's called it's been identified for 25 times where legislators can override a veto that occur on the state level, at the state legislative level, and veto override. Yeah, it's the same way as the president.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was because everything is a copycat anyway. What I mean, when one does, the other does. So I mean, so I guess it was a lot of who shot John. So I don't care. Okay, all right. Well, let's go to the next one. Oh, all right, y'all. And listen, shout out to all the PE teachers who taught sex education in school, because I don't know what this was, y'all. So well, let's just show the video.
Hey, how come my penis gets big sometimes and points up in the air?
That's called an erection.
Sometimes I touch my penis because it feels good.
Sometimes when I'm in my bath or when Mom puts me to bed, I like to touch my vulva too.
You have a clitoris there, Kayla, that probably feels good to touch the same way Keith's penis feels good when he touches it. But have you ever noticed that older kids and grown-ups don't touch their private parts in public?
They don't?
That's right, Keith. It's okay to touch yourself and see how different body parts feel, but it's best to only do it in private.
Okay. So I'm sorry if y'all had kids listening. I apologize. I know they're getting ready for school in Beijing, but listen. So I want to say this. This is alleged, right? So in New York City, apparently this is what they were showing children, or wanting to show children in elementary school. Now I'll say this: we think it's funny when it's on Fox, Family Guy, Cleveland Show, American Dad. We think this stuff is funny, right? And if you didn't know the context behind it, you would think this is probably just another cartoon that's being nasty. I don't know, those pay-per-view shows, if y'all watch cartoons with them cutting up like that though. But are we being hypocritical as a nation? Like, we'll watch it on public television, but we got a problem with them showing the kids, because some of these parents letting their kids watch it anyway, right? So what you think, Rue? You let your kids watch it?
You know what? I would, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's a lot of times where families don't feel comfortable with talking to their under school age kids about it. And I'm not going to say it doesn't happen. There are kids that are toddlers and stuff because they're figuring out their bodies. They realize mommy has boobs, dad has something coming out just like me. Like, I need to know, like, what they get curious and they don't know. And the worst thing you could possibly do to a kid is make them feel ashamed of their own body, or make them feel ashamed of anything that's going on with them, because then they think it's wrong, automatically wrong. And then when they have to hide things, then that's how you get sexual predators and stuff like that, because they're not comfortable with what is going on with them. I would make sure that the kid, like the school, is telling these parents, like, is it okay? And it's an opt out. Like, if you don't want your kid to know, then don't put them in that class. But there's conversations that I've had with my 4-year-old when he's in the bath and he's like tugging at it, and I'm like, hey, honey, you don't want to hurt it. Like, Don't hurt it. It's okay. And just don't make sure we don't do this outside. You can do it in your room. You can do it in your bath. Just don't do it, where other people can see. Like, they have to have that understanding, like, up front. And I'm not saying that, like, you're trying to stop the inappropriateness of it. Like, I can see how kids can do that, especially at, like, kindergarten, pre-K. They don't know. Again, I got a 4-year-old yeah. So,
okay. So the flip side of that, though, is, like, the studies show that, like, kids in 5th grade are actually watching porn now. So
I believe it.
Oh yeah,
don't-
I believe it.
I believe
yeah, that's what I'm
that.
saying. So I don't again, I'm gonna
Y'all
give my
late. That study's
position.
been out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
for the sake of the conversation, I'm saying, like, we're talking about people up in arms about this being shown, and I have a position. I'll give it in just a second. But Kendrick, I mean, we're a little bit different. Are we cool? I'm with you, Shantae. I don't know if they
Yes.
gave consent or not. But
Yeah, inside, in your room, exactly. Like, they have to learn, like, look,
but
I'm
it's different for a
traumatized.
father, y'all.
Hold up, I gotta tell this
Okay.
story
All
because
right.
I was traumatized. I remember this, and it was before I was 6. But I remember this little girl in daycare, and I remember specifically it being daycare, and her name was
see you doing.
Priscilla. Okay, this is how it's ingrained in my head. But she would always come in and sit in a chair and, like, rock on the chair. I still remember that as an adult. So
She may have been abused, though. Something going on.
yeah,
with it.
and I think having that conversation, even if it's that early, then it teaches them how to spot a predator, like, stay away,
Yeah,
stranger danger.
that's a different sign.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need to have these conversations because these kids are growing up so fast, and technology is telling them if their peers aren't, their technology is there, and they're gonna find out.
But I thought we didn't trust. Okay, Ken, I mean, how about you? And I'm gonna get you Dwayne next. You let him do it? You signed the permission slip?
That's a tough one, man. Because watching that is like, okay.
I mean, they using words that I didn't even know.
And I mean, for what
They
age?
did say it scientifically.
What? Yeah, it did. What age group? My thing is, and then that's just a small clip. I don't know what. I mean, I'm sure there's more to. We just only saw that part of that cartoon. Do I think it's appropriate? It just depends on the school age. I think that I think it's
See, Lamar?
a good. I think it means well, but I also think that you have to be careful.
What's up, Hon?
I thought it was interesting that they used the little, I don't know what the little duck and all that was there for. I was trying to figure that out.
Duck,
I guess
maybe?
I guess to help the kids feel safe, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember a bad joke about them 3 ducks.
Yeah, I do too. So I mean, I would definitely want to know. I would want to sign if I had a kid. I would want to have a sign off on that. And
I'd want to see it first.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you just spring that on a classroom with kids. I don't think that's a great idea.
Because everybody's even in 5th grade, you don't have the same mental, the level of intellect, right? Some boy gonna already know, he gonna already seen porn. So when he hear them talking about that, he finna start acting a fool, right?
Right,
I mean,
right.
What you got doing?
Well, I say this. First of all, any kid under the age of 12 does not need to be introduced to anything like that at that age. As a parent, I think it's inappropriate for any child that is under a middle school level because of maturity. As a parent, I definitely would want to be, you would have to show me the video first. And as I listened to the context of the video, well, I touched myself and it felt good. Predators say those same things. Words have meaning and words have context. That can be viewed as a psychotropic or psychological. It can affect the child's mind. Yes, it can. There you go.
It's an influence.
I touch myself. I touch myself and it feel good. Or I touched my this and it felt good. Well, a sexual predator, a pedophile can easily say, well, when I touch you right here, how does that feel? Does it feel good? I think those are words that some of them that have been used. So I don't agree. And I would not I would not
Okay.
allow my child to see that, or I think
Okay.
nope.
So it's one thing in this country that's really bad is we always mean well in this country, and I think that's I don't like it that we mean well in this country.
There's
Open
no
Pandora's
mean
box,
well in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
and I think Pandora is her nickname. Go ahead,
Mhm.
Black. What you got?
I like where Lamar was going with it. So for me, before I even get to whether or not it's the language that sexual predators use, I'm against it because you're taking the power away from me as a parent. So I would not sign. I do think it's a slippery slope.
Big time.
Who gets to choose about when you think it's right for my child to hear that language or whatever? Even in regular households, I don't necessarily agree with some of the decisions my baby's mom we've had those arguments about my son when he was younger. Now, because she had primary custody, ultimately she made that decision, and I was against it then, and that's with the mother of my child. So I damn sure I'm not going to be okay with somebody who's not in my household, who don't share my beliefs as far as scriptural, religious, cultural, whatever, deciding when and what language they can use to teach my child. Our children, in my opinion, are already facing a barrage of things that we cannot control. You talked about kids 5 years old seeing porn. Well, parents are giving their kids phones, Androids and iPhones. Yeah. These are mini computers. They can look at porn anytime they want to.
Big time.
And whatever you teach inside your individual household, the moment they step outside your door, now you've got to hope that whatever you've tried to instill in them is going to stick, because now they're dealing with kids and parents and teaching from other households and the public institution. And so if you open that door, what's to stop them next from coming out with the video saying bestiality is okay, homosexuality is okay? So for me, the answer is absolutely no.
All right.
Well, I mean,
yes, sir.
That goes back. I mean, that goes back to what I said. You know, like, this is not appropriate at this level. I get it. We want to teach our children and prepare them before they step out into the world. But I don't think this is preparedness. I think this is
No, somebody's bored and don't got nothing else to do.
You're trying to make a Volkswagen go faster than a Corvette.
Right. And I feel to kind of add on to that, I feel like if they're gonna do that, they do need to put in like a stranger danger video. Like if someone else touches you, like, and you don't want it, even if you think that this is what's supposed to happen, like they should have that communication too.
Hey, let me ask the panel. When were we taught sex education? When did you remember?
When I was 16.
In class.
Yeah.
I remember, I think in my 7th grade, I think we had a sex education class. I mean, it wasn't much. I mean, but you know, I think at that point, okay, yeah, but first
I'm
grade,
a young female.
I don't know.
So I'm a female. I get taught at like from 4 to 6 years old.
Yeah,
that's how early we get introduced to that.
I think that's just too young too. Because I mean, my daughter,
it is
young. I would have not dared introduce that to my daughter at 4
and it's not on purpose.
Yeah,
it's not on purpose. You learn it by walking out into the world.
Okay. I mean, my baby mama and her stupidity probably would have done it, but not me.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We need some stickers from her. Hold on. Oh, so.
No, you don't. You don't need no stickers from her. She stay where she at.
All right. So this is what I want to say about this whole situation. In the era where you have teachers sleeping with people's children, you have kids that even if you take them away from this moment for not signing the parental
it does
form,
okay,
they can still go back to class and be like, "What y'all talk about?" And listen, y'all remember that whisper game where don't nobody get it right? Mm-hmm. And somebody gonna say what their mama and daddy used to say, oh, they was talking about D&P. What? They gonna get it wrong in the first place. So I just think, listen, it's better to leave well enough alone. listen, y'all ain't doing that well with the scores anyway, right? So let's get back to teaching, right? And writing. They don't even teach cursive anymore. What I mean, come on, y'all.
These kids don't even know how to sign their name. They're doing
that's
like
right.
artistic strokes.
Man,
like
listen,
I'm painting.
doggone it, mine do.
But devil's advocate though, brother Brenton, like
yes,
you
sir,
said
please,
earlier,
come on.
In these
I'm
schools
Constantine. I'm
now,
here for it.
we got a lot of these teachers that are predators.
Exactly.
That are having sex with these kids.
That's what it's at.
Right.
So,
and Shante did say that video did include the talk communicating about inappropriate touch.
It did.
So
I
think there should be some form of sex education. Now, I think it should be age appropriate though. I think, you know, teaching the what's good and what's not good, you know, just those type things. I think you have to, because you got teachers in middle schools and having sex with middle school students.
But see, everybody's not doing it correctly, and we'll move on after this. I don't want to keep beating it, but I want to say this: I don't want them teaching in politics. I don't want them teaching. Leave the morality to me, right?
That's my point.
Let me raise my children.
That's my point.
Yeah. So y'all teach them how to do math, science.
That's my point.
English. Y'all just do what y'all called to do. That the government keeps saying y'all failing at, right? Because
that's my point.
The people that we talking to this morning overseas. I mean, they don't take summer breaks. Okay, enough is enough. Well, let's move on, because y'all finna put me on my soapbox and I'm finna get mad now. Doggone, these kids over here doing math in 5th grade. We want to teach them about a penis going up. Okay. Yeah. These kids over here figuring out algebra in the 4th grade in Asia.
Right.
Y'all clowning. Oh man, here we go. Speaking of sex education. Okay, here it is. Right, Pope Francis. Right. I appreciate his efforts, but I don't know if too little, too late was a person. So I mean, is there anybody that don't know that there was sex scandals in Catholicism?
You hiding under a rock somewhere. If you don't.
Right.
Way up under a rock.
Yeah, so apparently they are rewriting the rules now to the laws of Catholic priests, and now all of a sudden they're now going to clarify the penalties for priests who abuse minors. Okay, so it says the Vatican said Tuesday that Pope Francis has signed off on a rewrite of the Universal Catholic Church's internal penal system, updating a version in place since the 1980s. And laying out clearer penalties for the sexual abuse of minors. The new laws state that clerks who abuse minors, clerics, whatever they are, who abuse minors, whatever, or other vulnerable people will be punished with deprivation from office and potentially with defrocking. Yeah, my goodness.
They taking this
right.
Okay, right. Previously, the church had said only that such cases merit just penalties, not excluding defrocking. The rules also recognize that adults can be victims of abuse, making explicit Francis's oft stated idea that abuse is a function of clerics taking advantage of their power. Who's going first? Black, you going first?
I'll go.
No.
Woo. Okay, so
yeah, I know.
Organized religion has failed on this subject so badly until this is a joke. You know, to be honest with you. And I'm trying not to single out just one religion, but since we are talking about Pope and Catholic religion, anytime you have an organized religion based on the principle that the male leaders, in order to be holy, have to not be able to engage in sex, so you're already taking away something that is natural and normal, that was written into the scriptures, that was given to mankind as a gift anyway. And so the religion itself is based on the concept that Peter being the first pope, who's handed the keys, and now that's being bestowed upon these other individuals, and you called him father, and these are priests, and they're being put in environments where no women are around, and children are looking up to them, calling them holy father, this and that. It's so fundamentally flawed on so many levels that it doesn't make any sense. It literally lends itself to a predatory type of activity, number one. And number two, that this has been going on for hundreds of years.
Yes, sir.
So we're not talking about doing anything about that, but now we're going to start here. And now we're going to recognize that this is wrong. And at best, we're going to defrock that person. Are you kidding me? Are you honestly kidding me?
Hey, man, it's better than a slap on the wrist, huh?
Because I guess under their guise that God will take, instead of castrating these individuals, which is what should happen to them, you want to defrock them. But even in this own religion, they can say a bunch of Hail Marys and Help Me Fathers and still be forgiven. So it's absolutely ludicrous. But that's why I have my issues with organized religion, and this one in particular, because it's so unscriptural on so many other levels. But I'm not going to get into that. But this is absolutely ridiculous. The Pope is a joke. The religion is a joke, and they need to be castrated.
Man, that was a good 4 bars. The Pope is a joke.
Well,
That is.
Yeah.
What you got, Ken?
It took them decades to finally come out with these new guidelines now for these priests that have been molesting little boys for decades, and then you come out and you say these are the new guidelines. It's a joke, like Brother Black says. It's a joke. What about where's the authorities in this? Where is okay if we find that you've been messing with little boys? Oh yeah, we gonna turn you into the police, law enforcement. We're going to investigate to the highest authorities, and we're getting you out of here. I didn't hear none of that in all this new guidelines that they're doing. You talking about defrocking? So basically, all they're saying is, okay, yeah, we're going to take your titles, but we're going to you can stay around. We can stay around and be a predator. Ah, come on, man. It's a joke. The Catholic religion, as far as that's concerned, has been a joke for decades, and this is just, I don't know, this is some sort of publicity stunt, in my opinion.
Yeah, Dwayne, where you at on this?
I think it's nasty, personally. It's like Lee and Kendrick have been saying. This has been going on for hundreds of years, and the most you're gonna do is just take away somebody's position. You're gonna defrock them, take away their position. That person needs and you can't make an excuse for it. You can't say, "Oh, because I don't have access to women, or my religion forces me not to engage in sexual activities, and unless I'm married or something." That you just don't go messing with little boys' booty holes. You just don't. And you can't use the name. You can't use God in a context of homosexuality, because if I'm not mistaken, and Kendrick and Lee can quote me on this, he destroyed a whole city called Sodom and Gomorrah for that, right? So,
correct.
So
that's a conversation for another time. I don't think so, but we can talk about it another time.
He did.
That's yeah, man.
But I mean, you just can't tie those into the same context. And I'm not going to say the Pope is a joke, but I really think the Pope probably has some skeletons in his closet that he doesn't want to be revealed. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
So y'all think the Pope? Okay, so he think. Okay, I like that. Well, to Sister Conspiracy Theorist herself, is the Pope trying to cover his own tracks?
I don't trust the church. All right.
You sound like the little boy. I'm tired of this church.
I'm tired of the church. Right. I was trying to look up the laws on excommunication, because I noticed that you're saying that they didn't use the words excommunication, like they didn't.
This doesn't apply here.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
no,
it doesn't
apply
right,
here.
Right.
So no, in their laws it should.
Not in the Catholic Church.
Not in the Catholic Church.
I'm looking at the Catholic Church right now. Canon law of the Catholic Church, excommunication, and they have I'm not going to read all of it, but
Mhm.
they have points in where that you will get it excommunicated from the church. But what I think they're,
Well, they ain't been
I'm going to
doing it.
look. Here's
They ain't done it.
the thing. I'm thinking that what they're trying to do is make them a civilian, because if you're talking about the defrocking, that means they would at that point be a civilian. So then at that point, if you're a civilian, then you get charged because you're no longer protected by the church. Are you saying that that's not the case?
No,
Because that
no.
would be what my common sense would tell me.
No. What
No.
what makes this even interesting is the Catholic Church is the only organized religion where politics cannot touch. They operate as an independent state.
Right.
Called the separation of
laws
church and state.
they have
Because you're
no
thinking about
authority
America,
over them.
but the
They have
Catholic Church comes from a whole different country.
The Catholic Church is the only organized religion that operates as a separate entity. You cannot even arrest them. You can't charge them. They have their own police force and everything.
Right, but if they no longer are affiliated with the church, they become civilians. Just like if you
That's
get
not
kicked
what
out of the
defrocking is.
military.
But that's not what defrocking is.
Right.
Now I'm gonna have to look at what defrocking is, because I could have sworn I would be thinking like you're taking somebody's stripes, you're kicking them out. Article 15. That's the same thing to me.
Nope.
Yeah, so
You
can't.
guys seen the movie JFK? Along,
Mhm.
the conspiracy movie JFK,
Mhm.
and in the movie, the guy that still was, having sex thing, he was angry because they had defrocked him, but he still was a practicing
He was still-
Catholic.
right.
Yeah,
right.
you're still a practicing Catholic. When they take your collar, you're defrocked. You just no longer have the ability to quote unquote lead, but
So
you
this
can
is-
still be a healthy Catholic.
This is what it
Ah.
says. It says defrocking, as the name suggests, means the removal of the vestments or clothing symbolic of being a priest.
So
This
symbolism.
this process is more formally referred as dismissal from the clerical state or laxization.
Okay, and they
Yes.
become the memory of a clergy. So they still
They're
can hold
already-
positions.
they're
That is
right,
cool.
right,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
You
Y'all
got
had
it.
to clear
You
that
got
up
it.
for me, because I'm like,
You
okay,
got
maybe
it.
there's a silver lining in this, but I don't know.
No silver lining in that.
Welcome to.
basically, yeah, all he does is go back to the clergy. Oh yeah, you used to
Right.
go to the clergy. Like,
I am mad. Hold up.
Welcome to the beginning of
Nope.
England's colonization.
Oh no.
Yeah, you see, this thing goes too far back. So there's no
Yeah.
such thing as American Catholicism, Asian Catholicism. The motherland is over there in Europe. You know what I'm saying?
I'll indulge even more. It says, hold on. It says, talk of laxalizing and defrocking the priests has come up. Former Cardinal Theodore McCarrick, the highest-ranking American Catholic official to have been removed from the ministry, was the most prominent name in Newark list. This was, I guess, it was in Jersey. He may be laxalized later this week. What does it mean? It says when a priest is laxalized, he is dismissed from the clerical state, secularized, and becoming a layperson according to a canonist in expert
Alright.
Yeah,
canon
but
law.
even on here it says that if you commit a sin, especially in that way, you are to be excommunicated. It says it in here.
That's
Well,
their
that may
form.
say that.
That's their form.
And they say if you
but
too
it
big.
doesn't. It
Hold
doesn't
on, watch
apply to it doesn't apply to the priest. It only applies.
And they say if
to
you got a
the-
chair that's 350 pounds, don't sit in it. It's just there for words. You know what I'm saying? Still somebody
all.
400 pounds gonna sit in that chair. It's all, listen, that's like whoever have been in a job and really have exercised the rights of HR's policies. It don't work like this, sister. So don't listen. Those words are there for them to get whatever approval they need to work their business.
That's
So
all.
somebody there. So it's no different than any company that puts up words about their policies on diversity, on discrimination, yada yada yada.
I feel like I'm having a Karate Kid moment. I
Yeah,
hate
wax
it
on,
here.
wax off. Yeah.
I want to go home.
I want to say this to Pope Francis. Listen, man, I'm not sure why you took so long to get to this point. I mean, it's been there for a very long time, but I smell politics.
Oh yeah,
right. I smell politics, and so y'all get it
reeks
together,
of
man.
politics
Because
here.
I don't know if y'all have enough indulgences to give your God for these decisions y'all making. So I don't know if it's enough room to go in that dark room that y'all go and make y'all confessionals for, but that's just my 2 cents. So anyway, we'll keep moving, keep going, Pope. Oh, there it is. So listen, we're getting ready to do this thing with our brother Ken, TFG Sports. But before we do, this segment will be brought to you by. Oh, look at that.
There you go. TFG Sports Fantasy Football. Guess what, guys? It's coming. It's coming. What we need you to do, though, to get in this league, we need you to send an entry fee of $50 via Cash App to $ Jaquithia Sims. And once you send that, when you send it in the memo field, put your email address and TFG Fantasy Football. Then check your email for invite to join league. All funds. Now listen here closely. I know a lot of times we lack on this. All $50 entry fees must be in by July 31st, no exceptions. Now, the first league draft date, we're going to do this live. Myself, Charles Moore, who's also part of TFG. He's a fantasy football extraordinaire. We're going to do a live draft. First one is August 10th, 7:15 p.m. Central. We're going to have some fun with it. Make sure you bring your drinks, your popcorn, and all that good stuff. And we're going to see what we're going to do with that. And then we're going to do our second league draft live as well the following week, August 17th, 7:15 p.m. Central. The first 24 people to Cash App entry fee of $50 will get in. Now, there's only 24 spots. So remember the date, 7/31st. Got to get.
And y'all need to pick up Julio Jones because he just got traded.
Yeah, he just got traded, and he will be in Tennessee. So remember that. First place winner, $200. Second place, $125. Third place, $75. And fourth place, $50. So there you have it.
That's it.
Wait to get this done. You guys, make sure you get those fees in by July 31st.
I will be talking about you and your mama too, so you better be able to play. Hey, and listen, I will shout out to all the ladies that want to play too, because it ain't just for the fellas. Come on, ladies.
Ladies, y'all jump in here too. If you
even though Ruth's scared, but we get somebody else.
I ain't scared. I'm a bad gambler, man. I know my limit.
Okay.
Make sure I know when you sitting at the poker table because I sure want your money.
Well,
I can't run it from it. You can't play. Okay, good. What you got, brother? What we talking about?
Oh man, how many on this panel eat pork? Anybody on here eat pork? You eat pork?
I love some.
I eat bacon.
You eat bacon?
That's pork.
Hey
man.
Hey, what's up, Lamar? Thank you, Lamar.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So much love, man.
King Noble, you eat a little pork, brother?
Nah, man, I don't do that. I don't do that swine.
Okay.
That's right, Joy. That's right.
Joy says, resign over the scandal, but still is. Yeah, that's right. That's
Ratzinger.
right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, check this out. A 17-year-old football player in Canton, Ohio. He says that he was forced to eat pepperoni pizza, which everybody know pepperoni, that's pork, by his head coach, Marcus Watley, because they said that he hadn't been doing what he should have been doing. He's a star player. They said that, since you want to be a star, we're gonna let you give you some benefits of being a star. We're gonna make you eat this pepperoni pizza. But here's the kicker: he is a member of the religious faith Hebrew Israelite, and they do not eat pork. And the coaches knew that. Canton, that high school coach, Canton Independent School District in Canton, Ohio, fired the head coach as well as 6 assistants this past Thursday. My question is, why did the head coach think this was a great idea, Marcus Wiley? And he has a lawyer. His lawyer says that they did this to discipline the young man, to show him that, you're the star player, but you can't just come in and do what you want. So we're going to make you eat this pizza. So I'm just trying to figure out why this head coach thought this was an idea. So head coach gets fired out of Canton for making a star player eat pork. What you guys think about that?
It's the same thing as cutting off somebody's dreads. Relax.
I'd at least ask for pepperoni and jalapenos. I'm just saying, that's a little deep, bro. We're really sensitive around here, man. I don't get this. But
that's it. His is religious.
Yeah.
That's unclean meat. If you're doing it for a spiritual walk, spiritual journey, nobody should impede on that. That's your walk with God.
Fair
If that's
enough.
how, if that's what he felt like he needed to do, then that's on him. Now, I wouldn't have ate it if it was,
Well,
if
and
he was really
right,
like,
where the player was trying to pick some of the pepperoni off, but guess what? Even if you pick it off, it's still going to be
yeah,
pork, residue
Yeah.
on the
right,
pizza. So he's still technically eating pork. My
yeah,
thing is, I think we all play sports. I mean, coaches discipline you and all that. I get that, but this is somewhat like
Nah,
when you know about somebody's religious background and you
yeah.
knowingly do this. That's beyond
You
discipline,
think
man.
he think he was
That's
lying?
I
Oh,
don't know if he
I
thought he
don't.
was lying.
I
That
don't.
was
I don't.
like, it doesn't
No,
matter.
no,
It's
no.
just,
He didn't think he was lying. They knew.
Hmm.
So
The coaches knew. They knew that this young man practiced. He was a Hebrew Israelite. That was his
well,
religion.
he should have practiced a little bit harder because he should have stood fast. Like, I'm not.
so that's where I'm going. Where Rue is
Congratulations,
going.
Joe.
So I'm going with your thought, Rule. Is
Go
my
ahead.
Yeah.
thing is this: the coach should have been fired because you knowingly committed a violation against his will. That's no different than touching somebody that don't want to be touched. You don't have to be religious. You knowingly committed an act that So whatever your logic behind it, you wanted to teach him a lesson. The bigger issue for me is where the point that Rue is making. Going back to the earlier conversations. I hope that I can instill inside of my child, whether they playing for a coach or whatever, you have to know when to stand up for what you believe in, even if it's against the coach.
Yes.
But we live in a society now where so many times our young people are scared to be out there on that ledge by themselves, even if they believe that they're right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And so my thing is that I would try to hopefully instill in my kid that, you know what? This is what we believe in. This is what happens. And if anybody violates that, it's okay for you to say, I am not going to do it. And that value should be placed above being on a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Right, and
I agree.
that's a form of hazing. That's going to keep it honest.
is
I mean,
hazing, yeah.
you
As
hazing
a young man,
17-year-old.
when I first was introduced as Jehovah's Witnesses at sports functions, when they would stand and sing the national anthem, it was against our religion to stand up. That meant consequences. That meant you was going to be standing out there for the whole school and assembly to see. And oh my God, do you see Freddie's not standing up? But if that's what you believe and that's what you're taught, that's what you stand on.
I agree with Joy
I got a
and
question.
Brittany. Okay, hold on.
Wait.
Let me answer Brittany. I'm gonna let y'all have it.
Yeah, I
So-
wanted to answer Brittany too.
Okay, so this is my thing, Brittany. With when you talk about that moment, what's the difference between a knucklehead kid standing up to the principal, the vice principal, the campus monitor, the campus police, the police when they get called? I mean, it's just about the person, the person. Like it's not like it's uncommon that a kid won't be defiant, especially if it's for a belief that they have. So no, that shouldn't be in the way. Because matter of fact, if my son is standing up for something that I taught him,
Right.
and my son know when he gets home, my son know that when I get home, because I'm standing up to everybody, and my daddy hear about this.
Yeah.
Like I'm just telling all y'all, like okay,
Right.
yeah, like y'all tell them that your daddy fell through the cracks because they didn't give me psychotropic medication.
Right.
Right.
Look,
and I am crazy. Just understand, y'all know that. So everybody know. Go ahead. What you gonna say, Ruth?
so we know I'm naturally rebellious, and I've been naturally rebellious
Yes,
since
honey.
like birth. Okay. So
You didn't
I
even
do
want to come
have-
out the womb, did you?
you look, I was just like Bubba, trying to look. Anyways, but like, what's going on? No. Okay, so I guess my response to Brittany is they have to feel safe to know that the parent is gonna have their back, especially
Agreed.
with something like that. Like just like Brenton, like you just said, like if my kid is standing up for something that I taught him, then I'm gonna support him 100%.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what my grandma did. I was going to Lampasas, Texas. It's predominantly white. And it was Black History Month, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be the month. I'm really gonna just go all out. So I came in there with my dashiki and my hair just coming in there. And they told me that I had to go home. They told me I had to go home.
That for?
No, I went off.
I
I
know
said,
you
no, you're
did.
Yeah.
not. You're not finna send me. You're not finna send me home. You can't. This is my culture. This is what I love. You're not finna tell me nothing. So my grandma, I called my grandma because this is at the time we finally had
Gran.
cell phones. Yeah, I called Granny, and Granny came up to the school
She said
with
she be packing
Google.
too.
This is when Google first was out. Google sheets, and slammed it on his desk and was like, "Now you read this, and she'll be back tomorrow in a new outfit with her head covered. You not finna say nothing to her." So at that moment, that was like the first time that I remember my grandma was like, "You know what? I got you on this one. Yeah, we
Yeah.
gonna stand fast right here. We gonna do this." So
Right
how
on.
can a teenager do that? Because they have support.
And,
That's the answer. That's the answer
and it
to the
is harder
question.
when they don't. You're right. I agree.
Hmm.
And Joy, you're right. It is definitely messing with their First Amendment. Well, you finna say something, Dwayne, before we move on?
I was going to say, like, are we gonna argue the fact that what are we arguing about is just hazing, period, point blank. There shouldn't be no question, no comment, no concern, or curiosity is what happened to this coach.
She said, "Go, grandma." Yes, sir.
Just
I,
fired. I mean, that's like me. I'm faced with an issue now, and I told I told the PBO, I told the battalion XO, I even told the damn commander. I said, "Sir, I'm not doing it, and this is why.
That's right.
This is
right on.
exactly why." So
That's right.
yeah, I don't think
Well,
there's no room for argument on this one.
I'm with you. Well,
I do
I would
want to
say
know
this.
is this kid black or white though?
He's black.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the head coach was black too.
Oh, but see now,
Beyond business.
we can't. We're not taking that rabbit hole. No,
I wasn't gonna mention that
not give it all.
unless somebody asks. I
Listen,
wasn't.
listen. These black on black crime folk, they ready. We ain't gonna do it.
We're not messing with y'all tonight.
I just put my hands up in the air like, what?
I'm with you. Listen, I think one of the homeboys should have stepped up, man, and ate that thing, man, for him. I would have if I was there. I'd be like, "Oh, hey, coach, I
Yeah,
got it."
like where is the peer support?
Man, I'm telling you, I'd have tore that piece
other
up.
kids.
I'd have tore that piece up, man. And listen, shout out to the ranch. I'd have dipped that thing in too.
I don't like pepperoni pieces.
Listen, all right, what we got next, man? That's good. Okay, grinding his gears.
Oh, really?
Sir, King Noble. What gears are you grinding this season?
So you know what really grinds my gears, y'all? Let me ask y'all this question. What is the definition of ownership in your own words?
9/10 of the law.
Accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lee?
Ownership?
What's the definition of ownership in your own words?
It's yours. You're the boss. It belongs to you. You can do what you want with it.
Okay. Kendrick?
Same what Brother Black said. I own it. It's mine. Don't come take it. And I can have free will to do whatever I want to do with it.
All right. So the definition, and all of those are like they're not wrong. So the definition of ownership is the act, state, or right of possessing something. So you know what really grinds my gears is when people don't take ownership of when they do something wrong to another individual. I can't stand it when you do wrong by somebody and you want to justify your wrong. You don't want to answer up to it. You don't want to own up to it. You don't want to even say, well, you know what? That's my bad. I might have done something wrong. I might have said something wrong to you. Or I cheated on you and that was wrong. I'm not going to say why I did it, or I'm not going to try to answer to you why I did it. Just own up to it and say that it was wrong. What grinds my gears and continuously do it is when people just cannot own up to the mother they do. It blows my mind. And I don't know if anybody else who's in here was ever faced with a situation to where they were dealing with a friend, a significant other, a boss, a co-worker, that they know good and well that they were 100% wrong in that. What the hell they just did, but they don't want to own up to it. Ownership, the act and state of or right of possessing something. Own up to your problems, own up to your faults, shut up and sit over there. That's what grinds my gears this week.
That had a little final thoughtish in that thing right there. Okay.
Well.
All right, sir. Well, we'll keep it grinding. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, and I'm gonna own this next segment too, as well, sir. Black. Holler at him for. Ain't nothing there to read. Okay, holler at him for a second, Doc.
I want to talk about graduation exaltation. I didn't realize that when we hit this month of June, not only is this the month where a lot of people are getting married,
American way.
It's the summer, but a lot of people are graduating. And I want to congratulate all these young people out there who hit that milestone where they're graduating high school, because it truly is an accomplishment. When we look at the high school dropout rates, we know that for African Americans or for Hispanics, they're higher than anybody else. When we look at the college enrollment rates, we know that for African Americans and Hispanics, they're less. But the reason why I want to speak about this is, while I'm congratulating you, I want to do this with a caveat. This is just the beginning, young folks. When I look at social media and I see all of these elaborate celebrations with Pookie and Nene and Shaquika and all of them,
Pookie and Nene.
Yeah, I'm going there, and I'm using those names for a reason, because for some of these kids, this is the highest pinnacle that they're ever going to reach, believe it or not. They've made it through high school. And so the mommies and aunties and nanas and whoever, they throw these elaborate parties and they celebrate these young kids. And I'm not saying that's wrong. But I want to tell you about a speech that I heard in my undergrad when I was getting my undergrad. And the professor, he said that Monday morning is coming. And he gave an elaborate, beautiful speech talking about how celebrate yourself, be happy, you've achieved something. But Monday morning is coming. The crux of this speech was that real life is going to be staring us in the face long after we finish celebrating. And so there's an article called The Achievement Gap Amongst African Americans. I want to read something to you guys. It says the achievement gap is a problem not only for African American students and their families and communities, it affects the well-being of the entire country. Researchers have found that the persistence of the educational achievement gap imposes on the United States the economic equivalent of a permanent national recession. Permanent national recession, because what it talks about is all of the things that African Americans and minorities have to overcome as far as the prejudice and discrimination and all of those things. It says the scientific and technological changes that have raised the educational requirements for successful and fulfilling careers, placing an even greater burden on underserved communities and schools. So what I want you parents out there to be aware of, be proud that this young man has been one of those that made it through. He got his diploma. Be proud that that young lady, despite all the challenges facing her, maybe she didn't get pregnant. She has her high school diploma, but it's just the beginning. Because if we don't raise their level of expectations to achieve more than just a high school diploma, they're going to become a part of that permanent national recession. They already have strikes against them. And even though college is not the answer for everything, think about it like this. Think about a college education the same way you would a condom. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Monday morning is coming.
Good old Monday morning.
Man, listen, that comes straight out of an episode of A Different World.
I feel like I'm at Hillman. We at Hillman.
I say, man, you got Dwayne Wayne and you got Sinbad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dropping all the knowledge tonight.
Exactly.
Listen, y'all, man, we have had an amazing show, and I just want to say, man, I appreciate the family for being on. I hope y'all have enjoyed the show this morning. And y'all know what time it is. But before we get started, listen, shout out to BlackBerry. That's the new stock these Reddit folks out to. So if y'all miss AMC, y'all miss GameStop, y'all better get with that BlackBerry, because
oh Lord,
it's coming. Listen,
here we go.
I'm just saying now. I done ate off the tree.
Like
now.
that Dogecoin. What was the Dogecoin?
I ate off all of them. I ate off all of them, and I'm finna go eat off of this one too next. I'm just telling y'all. Well, listen. Since you gone start us out, sister. What's your final thought? This Thank you, Joy. Joy put her
Oh
hands
my
together
God.
for us. We take
Look.
stickers too, Joy, if you like.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Look.
Joy. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
I have a lot of final thoughts because I finally hit my limit today.
One.
Look, I almost had a conspiracy theory.
Don't bring
This
it up
whole
right now.
therapy, look, this whole therapy thing, like where kids are supposed to be able to tell their parents their feelings and stuff like that. Well, I had to reel that back in today because my 16-year-old took full advantage. But how I feel, and yeah, I wasn't trying to hear none of that. I said, you know what? I'm about to go left. Hold up. We got old school mama coming back because I don't care how you feel. Look, this is what you done did. So I say that to tell all the parents, don't be gun shy no more. Because they need it. They need the old school mama coming out saying, hey, this is not appropriate. This is not acceptable. You not finna talk to me like that. And I don't give about your feelings. There we go. That's my final thought.
Well, that is true, but listen, they put you in jail now for what they used to do to us. So
I don't care. Look, they need to be scared. They need to be scared of something.
Okay,
she finna fear me.
You definitely need to get some of that BlackBerry stock for that bail money you gonna get.
I just make sure I remember y'all's number.
Okay. So Brittany say facts rule. Well, listen, ladies, I don't know how hard y'all have with these young ladies, but I understand if we dealing with them just with these boys, and I can only imagine what y'all gonna do to them girls. So,
man.
All right, King Noble, what you got, brother? Final thoughts, man.
Oh man. So, my final thought is parents, to the topic we had about, allowing children to see certain things at a certain age. I don't think that's a good idea. Parents, we need to definitely monitor what our kids are watching, doing, and saying. I don't think any child at 5 years old need a cell phone. So, nope.
Oh, no.
And then also, and I kind of was thinking about this earlier. As parents, don't be afraid to whoop your child's ass.
Right?
Like, just don't be afraid. I think as children begin to grow, they get more empowered and boldened because we don't do what Bernie Mac says and bust your head to the white meat. So my final thought
to the stomach.
is for parents, get back to that old school way. Get back to when grandmama used to throw a whole iron across the room before you even finished your sentence or before you walked around the corner and sucked your teeth, and next thing you know, a whole iron was hitting you in the back of the head.
Yep. It work on Bubba now.
Don't be afraid.
You ain't throwing no iron at that boy.
Bro, I threw a shoe.
Children up. F your children up. And understand they need to know who the law is around these parts. Fear me, says the Lord. Well, I'm between you and Jesus right now, so fear me.
Okay.
Yes.
Like I told Rude, you also should be investing in BlackBerry for bail money you're gonna need for your children. All right, brother Ken. I don't think you're gonna go that path, but
no, I don't need to fill in the blanks because they both Rue and Brother Noble filled in the blanks for me on that one. But
all right,
I'm just gonna say when you going back to our kids, just thinking about this high school 17-year-old young man.
That's right, Joe.
As parents, we teach our children to stand strong in their beliefs, whether it be their religious beliefs, whatever their personal convictions, no matter what it is. I think when you teach your children to stand in their beliefs, that makes them a better and stronger individual. Now, this young man, his parents taught him to respect authority, obviously, because guess what? He ate a piece of that pizza knowing that it had pepperoni on it. So the one thing they taught him is you still respect your authority. But on the flip side, now they're going to go back and say, you know what, son, you did the right thing, but you know what your beliefs are. Don't ever compromise your beliefs for no matter what it is. Because, that old saying, if you man will fall for anything if you don't stand for something. So that's my final thoughts.
I agree with that, man. And let daddy act the fool. You stay in school.
Yes.
So yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I sure will.
We see. We know it. Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody got a 9mm. All right, Black.
Hey,
my final thoughts are: here we are. We're in the middle of the year. We made it to June of 2021.
Yes, sir.
And there's so many things wrong, folks. And this the reason why this show is relevant. We'll never have a shortage of topics that we can talk about that affect the Black community and how we can better ourselves. But I want you guys out there to celebrate yourselves this month. We got Juneteenth coming. American citizenship for Black people, you got to want it bad because it don't always want you back. So I want you to celebrate yourself as much as you can, but then keep your eyes open. It's a long way to go. Don't get fooled by the okie doke. So toss it up, light it up, enjoy yourself, and Monday morning is coming.
And wrap it up.
Good old Monday morning.
My goodness. Well, I will say this about Lee. I don't think Lee he worked a lot of places, but I don't think he never worked for Dare when he said light it up. So I don't think he'll work for the Dare program with that one. So yeah. All right, y'all. Well, listen, y'all know.
Oh Lord, what you got? What you got?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Look, I get excited at the end now. God, I'm like, wait a minute, let me see. I'm
Sitting
ready.
on the edge of the seat. Yeah, we ready.
Oh man. Okay, listen. I tried to. I toned it down. I didn't go Greg Abbott on y'all today. Y'all feel like y'all didn't care for that one too much. So I toned it down a little bit. But I will say this. I'm gonna set the stage, right? Y'all know the old saying, right? That warning comes before destruction, right? And always listen to your mama because your mama gonna always tell you something good. But the problem is sometimes those warnings, y'all know that every time you get that idea and light go bing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you have a great idea, I just want to show y'all what happens when those warnings maybe come a tad bit too late.
You got yours, buddy.
She needed to say that like 10 seconds earlier, right? That light bulb needed to come on like 10 seconds earlier because that young man, that warning came just a tad bit too late. If y'all just check it out one more time. Watch the ding dong as the ding dong takes a ding dong. Hey man, shout out to Mayweather and Ron Paul, right? Because we got more action out of this fight than we did out there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I remember seeing that like about 2-3 months ago, and when I tell you I laid on the floor hollering, I was on the floor.
I was like, dang.
Whatever.
Wow. Wait, did y'all see Ocho Cinco fight? Was it Ocho Cinco that was supposed to be? How was it? Because I missed it.
That was the most interesting fight.
It's more entertaining than the Mayweather Paul.
Really? Man, I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
Yeah, check it out.
It was better than Robinson. Nate Robinson.
Did he knock Logan Paul out, or was that just like?
Nah, they were hugging pretty much the whole. Nah, they was doing the dance.
He got what he did get what he was asking for because y'all heard what he called him. So
yeah.
All right, well, that's nonsense. Listen, y'all, it has been a fantastic morning. So we will see you guys. That's Rue, Ken, Black, and King. I'm Mr. Haynes, and we'll catch y'all Monday. We out.
Holla at you.